On today's hot sheet, I'm discussing consumer attitudes on the American dream, what home buyers want in 2025, and the weekly unemployment report. Today is Thursday, January 16th, 2025. I am Byron Lazine, and the hot sheet starts now. Good morning. Welcome into the week's close here on the hot sheet. Let me know in the live chat which market you are tuning in from today. We got a little bit of housekeeping. Next week, Monday, we will not have a show. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And the markets are closed Monday through Thursday. The hot sheet is off. So no Monday hot sheet. Will resume on Tuesday. We'll pick up on inventory and everything that's going on. Monday also being Inauguration Day, so a lot of stuff going on there. We'll start to see what maybe some of the new administration policies, what impacts take shape. I don't know that we'll have much information on Tuesday, of course, but we'll start to see in the weeks ahead how these policies are going to take shape, what impacts that going to have on the U.S. economy, and ultimately what we're focused on is our housing markets, okay? A little bit more housekeeping here. Next week, Wednesday, January 22nd, 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm providing a free webinar for all to attend, whether you're a BAMX member or not, open to the public. The new way to win more listings in 2025. You want to increase signing listings by 30%, increase traffic to the listings. Be on this webinar, the new way to win more listings in 2025. That's next Wednesday, 3 p.m., completely free. We've got the link down below so you can sign up to that. All right, let's jump in here to this Realtor.com report, which tells us that while many things have changed over the years, some of the core principles have not. Okay, just think about just over the last year. Maybe the election would be a good example to look at. And a lot of people thought, as elections over the last number of years take shape, that we're moving into more of a, really progressive mindset. I think 2024's election kind of reset that. And a lot of Americans still have traditional values, still have certain ways that they think about family and community. And that was kind of evident in the way that the voting happened in November. When you think about some people have always said, hey, we're becoming a renter nation. The young generation, they're not going to want to own anything. They're not going to want to own a house. They're not going to want to own a car. They're just going to want, autonomous driving vehicles, picking them up and dropping them off. Yet a lot of EV owners or Tesla owners don't even turn on the, automated driving. I'm one of those. I still drive it normally. A lot of people haven't even switched over to EV, still want gas or diesel vehicles. A lot of things we've been used to over decades are still things that people want. And the American dream is something that Americans overwhelmingly still want today. Realtor.com is reporting that 3/4 of Americans are viewing home ownership as part of the American dream. The American dream to me has always meant, home ownership is a big part of that. 75% of Americans agree that you can't have the American dream without owning your home, without being a homeowner, without something that is yours. Okay. Home ownership, still part of this dream. Okay. 75% believe, yes, that is the case. Home ownership is one of the goals for consumers. 40% say strongly agree. 24% somewhat agree. 23% neither agree nor disagree, but 64% say, yeah, that's one of my life goals. Go figure, it's 64%. That's right at about at home ownership level, right? Home ownership is achievable for me. Okay, now strongly agree, that drops down to 34%, 25% somewhat agree. So we're down to 59% when you start to get into affordability. Doesn't mean the dream isn't there. doesn't mean that desire for home ownership from your customers, your consumers, isn't there. There is a gap between, hey, reality and what they think is achievable, or reality rather being what they think is achievable, and what they want. There can be a gap in that when we have affordability issues like we have today. Just because I like to golf on Saturday or Sunday mornings, you know, it's not achievable for me to think I'm going to be the next Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson. I golf once a week. I'm going to be an average golfer. I like it. I enjoy it, but I certainly can't reach the level of what a professional golfer does. Home ownership is achievable in the United States. Now we drop again. 27% strongly agree. 31% somewhat agree. Home ownership is necessary to achieve long-term wealth. And maybe this is where the biggest change has come. The biggest mindset shift has come. You only have 49% who believe home ownership is necessary to achieve long-term wealth. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of other ways people are investing their money today. Bitcoin, the stock market, gold, right? And so there's also a lot of voices online saying, don't put your money here in homes, put your money into these other avenues of investing, and you'll grow money faster. And young people are seeing an abundance of video and content around that. Baby boomers are significantly more likely than other generations to think owning a home is still part of the American dream. So we're seeing some of that shift a little bit, still very prominent in total adults, as we mentioned. But look at this, Gen Z, 41%. That's the youngest generation that can buy a house. Gen Z says 41% strongly agree home ownership is still part of the American dream. 26% somewhat agree. So that's 67%. It's a pretty significant portion there. I get it. Boomers is going to be higher. Boomers have made a lot of money in real estate. They've done very well. So Gen Xers is at 64. Millennials is coming in at 69. Gen Xers is at 74%. So high like boomers. Millennials drops down to 69. Gen Zers again 67. But when you look at the strongly agree category, all up over 40% when we're looking at these demographics. Gen Z and millennials are significantly more likely than the older generation to view homeownership as a life goal. Okay. So Gen Z has 46%, millennials 45% as a homeownership is one of my life goals. That also tells me there's still a lot of millennials and Gen Zers who haven't bought, who want to buy, and need the right professional advice in their corner to close that gap between desiring and achieving. Okay, that's the job of the real estate professionals. Baby boomers are significantly more likely than any other generation to think homeownership is achievable for them. Yeah, boomers are sitting on 1/8 of the world's wealth. So yes, it's very achievable for your average boomer. No question about that. Roughly 1 in 2 Americans across generations think homeownership is necessary to achieve long-term wealth. So roughly 50% believe that, hey, homeownership is necessary to go out there and get to where I want to go long-term. All right, those charts will be available for BAM X members inside of the Hot Sheet show notes. Use code HOT to get today's Hot Sheet discount off of BAM X, where we deliver you not only daily content, but weekly done-for-you content. BAM X members also get access to Zudilio's platform to help generate more listings and close more listings today. Many of you guys are already using. If you're a BAM X member and you haven't tried out your free Zudilio platform, make sure you go ahead and sign up for that. All right, Bright MLS coming up with some great stats, by the way. Bright MLS, if you're in Bright, let me know in the live chat if Bright MLS, I think, makes up about 18 or 20% of MLSs. If you're in Bright, let me know. But Bright's been coming out with some pretty good stats. They've got a lot of data. I mean, I respect that. 1 out of 5 MLS users is a Bright customer. I want to know the data, and I want to check it out. So Bright MLS now, we know people want to buy a home. They've got this dream of home ownership. Now, Bright has some information on what do home buyers actually want in 2025. So these buyers who are in the game desiring to buy a house, what is important to them in their home shopping journey? Okay. So overall size of the home is very important, 43%, and then 49% somewhat important. So overall size is going to be important for a buyer shopping for the home still today. So there's this tiny home phase where everybody's going to live like they're camping all the time and whatever. I've always, said that it's just going to be for such a low percentage of people, um, living, all this stuff that you see. It's been talk about wearing on you, talk about not being realistic or practical for most people today. Overall size of the home is going to be very important. Number of bedrooms, super important. One of the most important on the list. Okay, 53%, 41%, very important and somewhat important. So number of bedrooms being not important, 5.4%, but it's basically nobody. Okay. So number of bedrooms is important. And number of bedrooms should be important whether you're using all three or not, right? What's more tradable in the future? What's a more sellable asset? I'm a single guy. I only need one bedroom. Well, good luck selling the one bedroom. Good luck selling it when you go to sell in 3-4 years when you're not a single dude, when you're looking to have a family. Like, if you can afford the 3-bedroom, actually buy a valuable asset. A 1-bedroom is only valuable to a smaller segment of buyers. So if you can go ahead and buy that 3-bedroom, go and do it. Primary bedroom with ensuite bath is near the top of the list. Move-in ready home, very much at the top of the list. And so, move-in ready home is something in marketing that you want to feature, not in that, hey, this is a move-in ready home. That's boring. Okay. Right. Like, but what tells me this is a move-in ready home, right? Brand new kitchen as the headline on the Instagram reel, the text headline being the visual hook, or brand new kitchen being at the top of the description. A lot of people aren't reading these descriptions. A lot of people are, I get it. But I'm more focused on how you're going to grab attention off of social. And so, kitchen completely renovated 6 months ago. That tells me this is if I'm seeking move-in ready, I like nice kitchen as the buyer, and I see that pop up, I'm going to be very interested in that. Or if I know somebody, I'm sharing that video with somebody I know who's shopping. Hey, you don't have to do anything. You can move right in. I know you've been looking at homes, and a lot of them need work. Look at this one, brand new kitchen, completely redone. Okay. It's important to say, what does my listing have features that people are looking for? These are the features. Find creative, hooky ways to title that and use it in the marketing. Okay. Now, home office, it's not important to 1 out of 2 buyers. 1 out of 2 buyers are saying, 45.5% of buyers are saying, home office, not important for me. So if your new listing has a home office, but it has the gourmet upgraded kitchen, which one should you lead with? Well, the gourmet upgraded kitchen, because more people care about it. Maybe you should even lead with the garage, because a lot more people care about the garage than the home office, right? So maybe the hook is 2-car garage with bump out for extra storage space in the garage. Practical garage for parking and storage. The best storage of any garage in the neighborhood, right? Like, if I'm looking for a house that's got I'm seeing a lot of 1-car garages, I want more space. Some people get garages just for the storage, right? I've got a 2-car, 3-car, 2 cars on one side of the house and 1 car on the other side of the house. The 1 car is just like a glorified storage unit, right? The 2 cars where we park. The other garage is, hey, it's great to like put all the kids' crap. It's a beautiful thing. You see here that some of the other things that maybe are less the front porch, well-designed outdoor space is less important than what Bright MLS is saying, energy green efficient features. Um, again, the garage, the move-in ready home. These are the features that buyers are looking for. Where would you like to purchase a home? Okay. Um, city urban area, 20.6% people are looking there. Rural farm area, 15.7%. I'd be curious if that's less. I'd love to know from you. Do less people or more? I'm sorry. I'd be curious if that's more than what was happening in the past. If less people were looking for a farm area in the past, do you have more people asking you for larger parcels of land or less people right now? Obviously, during COVID, a lot of people were looking for land and all that. Are you still finding that desirable? Small town, 23.5% of buyers are looking there. Suburb, subdivision, 40.2% of buyers are looking for those types of neighborhoods. How important are the following neighborhood features to you? Distance from family to friends. 20.5% say not important. So a little bit surprising there that one out of five buyers are saying distance from family and friends is not that important. Distance from job commute, 54%. Very important. It's the highest category for very important. Distance from job and commute. One of the things is, and this is why most people are like trying to figure out hybrid for their employees, even after COVID. I know we get a lot of back to office in some of the cities and whatnot. But you have like a real push from employers saying like, I need hybrid. I need to work some home. Because the commute is something that wears on people. People hate commutes. And so anyways, I saw the question there. What areas Bright MLS covers? Pennsylvania, I know, is one of them. But you have that mid-Atlantic region. So DC's in there. I'm trying to pull it up here too. You got DC, you got Delaware, Maryland, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia. And because of think about those states, the Eastern Seaboard states there, that mid-Atlantic Eastern region, you have a lot of density right there. And that MLS right there covers, and there's probably, Jason's saying there's more. So there might be more than that. But anyways, the numbers in, Jersey, you got a ton of people, right? But Bright MLS covers about 20% of MLS users, the largest MLS, from what I understand. All right. Share of buyers willing to compromise. 74% are willing to buy a smaller home. Listen, like an office, like anything, you can have a lot of square footage that's designed poorly, or you could have a smaller space that's designed really functionally. So smaller, bigger home, really about a functionality to me. Buying a home outside my preferred neighborhood, 64% willing to compromise. Buying a fixer upper, only 1 out of 2 are willing to compromise. They're 54%. Buying a 2-unit home or home with a rental unit, 54%. Buying a home that is not the style I like, 1 out of 2 are willing to compromise there. Buying a more expensive home that stretches my financially a lot less are willing to compromise there. And that's just kind of, is it even practical? Where do people expect their down payment to come from? 3 out of 4 savings. 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 5 tax refund, almost 1 out of 5 gifts from relatives, friends, 15% 401k, 14% sale of stocks or bonds, 9% inheritance, 7.5% sale of a property. How much do you expect to put down on your home purchase? 20% or more is only 20% of people. So that's not a hurdle for people thinking about home ownership, thinking that they have to put 20% down. Only 1 out of 5 believe that to be true. So some interesting information, the way I would think about marketing a listing, talking about a listing. I would pull some of this data. Obviously, all of that will be available for you inside of BAMX if you want to use any of that. We have a release today for unemployment. This news release, according obviously to Department of Labor, came out earlier this morning. And the week ending January 11th, we had initial claims of 217,000. It's an increase of 14,000 from the previous week's revised level. So not a significant change, but adds to a great week of news against inflation, right? If we get a break in the labor market, not rooting for people to lose their jobs, it's just the facts. If we get a break in the labor market, we'll see, a 10-year react. We'll see, 10-year move down, 30-year move down. We'll see, easier to fight inflation. Higher employment and stronger wage growth is a fear that the Fed has that can, prolong inflation for longer. So you've got, a little bit of a move here up on unemployment here on this Thursday. This is after a great PPI report and a great CPI report. So it's been a good week in the inflation corner here as we continue to look at what might be ahead. The 10-year comes in today at 6.78. So we're off of that 52-week high that we've seen. Now, we touched up over 4.8 was a 52-week high. We've come off of that now. Still, obviously, not where we want to be, but we did see a move down in the 30-year fix yesterday back to 7.13 off of the 7.25. So, all right, there you go. There's your hot sheet here for this week. Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. No hot sheet will be back on Tuesday morning, live at 9:30. You have a link down below to sign up for the new way to win listings in 2025. That's going to be Wednesday at 3 p.m. Also, don't forget to sign up for BAM Pro Bowl number 2. First Pro Bowl was last year. This will be Wednesday, February 5th. Get your free ticket down below. Ken Pozak, Jared James, Tina Call, and Kofi Narte are all going to be speakers. Play-by-play commentary is myself and Eric Simon, the broke agent. That'll be February the 5th. If you are a BAMX member, you'll get access to the replay. Signing up for the free event this year will not grant replay access, so you got to be on live. Last year we had thousands. There will be a limit on how much we can host on this live event. So make sure you grab your free spot today, bamprobowl.com. All right, have a great day. We'll see you back here next week. Tomorrow we'll have a Knowledge Brokers podcast up. By the way, tomorrow's Knowledge Brokers pod, Lance Lambert coming on from Resi Club to break down a whole bunch of what's happening in this 2025 housing market. Also some insurance talk there with the fires in California, but a lot of, hey, what's going on with these rates? What's it going to take for them to move down? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? We've got Lance Lambert coming on Resi Club tomorrow, Knowledge Brokers pod. So go to subscribe to that channel so you don't miss that. See you guys over there tomorrow. Until then, of course, toodaloo.